Hey guys, and welcome to Ballet Conditioning. This is a series B. So we're going to start in tabletop and work through some motions in this really safe and awesome accessible position. So we'll go ahead and begin. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Option to tuck the toes if you'd prefer. But either way, we want to make sure that the femurs and shins are parallel to each other. We can gaze between the thumbs, check that our fingers are spread wide. And then get a nice, really long neck as we gently press the floor away. We're going to take any sag out of the low back by gently engaging the abdominals, really feeling that tailbone point backwards. From here, keep everything just as it is and extend the right leg back, really feeling the right big toe rooting downward. We can then go ahead and lift it here, about hip height, still flexing the foot. We want to really make sure that the big toe and knee are downward, so we are parallel here. We're going to take just a few warm-up pulses, gently dropping the foot an inch and lifting. As we do this, we want to be careful not to lift too high and crunch the lower back. Welcome, Jasper. As we do this, being very cautious to protect the low back with a strong lower abdominal core. Let's make a really activated change here. We're going to gently turn out the leg and continue to pulse. So there's no change in the hip. I've not lifted the right side of my pelvis at all at any angle. We're really just rotating from the ball and socket joint of the hip. We can feel the big toes pointing out, the knee pointing to the side. And I'm going to imagine that there's a marker on my heel. And that marker needs to be drawing straight up and down, not wobbling side to side. All right, we're coming back to parallel, and we're gently going to bring the knee into the chest. So into the chest, kick back. Into the chest, kick back. Into the chest, kick back. Keep going. We're just focusing on the low body. So no cat and cowing in the upper back, no rounding, just focusing here. And as you continue to move, you might notice your left glute starting to really work through stabilizing and really starting to just activate here. Being really cautious of how the left hip is supported and both shoulders are supported. Go ahead and pause outstretched. Let's dial the toes out once again. And then we're going to draw the right knee towards the right elbow. No need to make it touch, and back. Forward and back. As we do this, imagine that the right shin is parallel to the floor. So there's no need to wing too far out or up. Once again, we're not trying to open the whole hip or lift the right side of the pelvis. We're just gently trying to engage these turnout muscles. Keeping the foot flexed, or if you'd like to point it at this point, that's fine. Just be really mindful of which way your leg is turned out and how much. Pausing the next time you're out, we're going to start to alternate this parallel and chest. Extend, turn out, pull it in, extend, parallel, pull it in, go back, turn it out, in and out, parallel, in and out, turn out, in and out, parallel, in and out, turn out, in and out. Nice work. Keep going. Really make that turn out really mindful. It's not just a rotate in, it's a rotate in, pause, and then you can drive the knee forward. We're going to take it for just a few more breaths here. Really control the shoulders, keep the neck long. And next time you find yourself outstretched, go ahead and hold. Point the toes if they're not already. Simply bend at the knee, and then drop the knee an inch, and then lift up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently take the right knee behind the left if it's accessible to you. Then you can start to sit back into what we know in yoga as cow face, or you end up in just a modified spinal twist. Either way, instead of twisting, I want you to really think about drawing the knee in. So we're stretching this left hip, which was our standing leg. If you're familiar with cow face, you can try to stack the knees and separate the feet. Wherever you are, just breathe. All right, we're gonna start to move to the left side. Simply unwind yourself and come back into tabletop. Recheck all of your alignment. You know what to do, but just double check. Check that the knees are hip width apart, shins and femurs parallel. Lower body gently engaged through the abdominals. Fingers spread wide, gaze between the thumbs. Press the floor away with a long neck. Let's extend the left leg, keeping the left big toe rooted down. Very gently, we're gonna lift the foot up and take a few gentle pulses here. So instead of trying to force the leg higher, think about dropping the foot an inch and then lifting it back into place. So we really never go higher than the hip. That is key for safety in the low back. Still engaging through the lower abdominals, protect that low back, doing great. We can really feel here how the big toe and the knee are pointing downward. If at this point on the left side your wrists are starting to get a bit tired, you're more than welcome to have fists for wrists, or you can place a little padding under the heels of the hands, and that can be very useful. Let's go ahead and make a really activated effort to turn out to the left leg. So now the left toes are pointed to the side, but we have not changed the angle of the pelvis. We're simply turning out from the ball and socket joint of the hip. Still pulsing up and down. Once again, think about that imaginary marker on the point of your heel or the base of your heel, and it should be drawing straight up and down. There's no wiggling side to side, straight up and down, same plane. Really still pressing the floor away, being mindful of your stability muscles. Maybe the right glute is now starting to activate. All right, let's come back to parallel here. You're more than welcome to point the foot at any time, but I like to keep mine flexed to really be careful of my alignment. Let's bring into the chest and back. Into the chest and back. There's no arching or rounding in the back like cat-cow. We're just working through the low body. Looking good. Knee, and maybe the toes still pointing down. We're gonna pause the next time we're out and gently dial the toes outward once again, this time drawing the left knee towards the left shoulder and extending back. Elbow and back. Forward and back. Forward and back. As we do so, feeling that the shin is parallel to the ground the whole time. Not being really forced in that turnout. So just working with what we can do in the socket of the hip, not lifting the left side of the pelvis. All right, next time you come out, go ahead and extend and hold. Dial the toes down, knee to chest, extend, turn out. In, out, parallel. In, out, turn out. In, out, turn in. In, out, turn out. In, out, parallel. In, out, turn out. In, out, parallel. In, out, turn out. In, out, parallel. Last set. In and out, turn out. In and out, parallel. Pause. Go ahead and point that foot if it's not already. Bend the knee. And then we're going to lower the knee an inch and lift. Lower and lift. 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'll take the left knee to the inside of the right, and if it's comfortable, you can have a seat back, coming into cow face, or what looks more like you're gonna go for a spinal twist. We're just gonna hug this hip in. Taking some deep breaths here. If there's any other hip stretches that feel more comfortable, you're more than welcome to adapt or modify to what your body needs. Thanks so guys for coming. This was a series B of ballet conditioning. Hope you enjoyed.